So I decided to fix Railroad because it was Now if you didn't watch my last video, you won't know what was wrong with it, so I'd recommend you go check that out, but in short, it was far too small because I'm stupid, the spawns were atrocious, and the hill was a literal clusterfuck. So what did I do to actually fix these things? Well, for starters, I decided to make the map 50 studs bigger in both directions. This allowed me to have space to actually do things and not have a complete abomination. It should also fix the spawning issues because now the spawns are further back from the objectives, which means people are going to be going to the spawns less. The second thing I did was put ladders in various places to allow people to actually get to the Phantom's flag. Before, you couldn't even super jump to some of the areas, which made it quite difficult to play CTF easily. Then I decided to take on something a little bigger, which was completely reworking the spawns. I still kept some of the original layout of them, while adding extra areas and more drop downs to hopefully discourage spawn camping. On top of that, I also decided to put in some placeholder assets so people know what things are actually going to be, and it also gives me a better size reference for when I actually put the real assets in later, as well as allowing me to better simulate what the sightlines will actually be like. Oh, and finally I patched that little hole in the stairs on the ghost side, so now you can't get out of the map anymore. There are also some small quality of life fixes, like removing that sightline from one of the Phantom's spawns to the Phantom flag. Now, that's all well and good, but what do I plan to do in the future? Well, for starters I want to build an underground, just to provide extra routes to different areas and also to hopefully alleviate some of the stress on spawning players. I also want to see if those spawns on the ghost side that weren't activating before actually do activate now, and if they still don't activate then I'm going to have to rejig them a little. And the final thing I'm thinking of redoing right now is the routing, because in some areas it's pretty atrocious, like I said in the last video. But anyway, that's about it. So if you want to play on Railroad, it's currently in the test place. This update should be out at some point soon. In fact, I think Mars already pushed it to test place, which is good. And as always, if you want to walk around it without being actually in-game, I'll put a link to the place in the description. Anyway, you're probably getting tired of my voice now, so I'm going to leave it here. Check out my Soundcloud if you haven't already. I've also released the Fabric of Time EP on YouTube, so I'll put a link to that in the description. Don't forget to do the normal stuff that normal YouTubers tell you to do, like subscribe and all that, I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, see you next time.